live.
We are live 364 days a year. What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with YouTube.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan. Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get thirsty after Monday Night Raw?
What is going on, everybody? We are back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast. It is Tuesday, July 1st. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm stoked. You know I love Tuesdays. Two-show Tuesday for me. I'm hyped about it. Speaking of two-show Tuesdays, though, I'm going to introduce my panel because we're going to break down Monday Night Raw tonight, and I have the Ultimate Tuesday crew. Little different than normal, but we've got some regulars here. Shout out Chaos and Jordy. Neither of them are here, so not to spoil any surprises. But at the same time, we have the Tuesday original, though. There's only one guy with Tuesday in his nickname. He's from the DMV. I'm going to send it there first. Shad, get your twos up. It's a Tuesday Night Delight. What's good?
Yeah, Jordy, Chaos, y'all stay running from the grind. I don't know what's going on with you guys. It's been a while. I feel like, Fresh Prince in a open empty room right now. When I look and I don't see my former colleagues on the Tuesday Raw special, but it's all good, man. I'm glad to be here. One of two shows that I will be on today, so make sure you watch this one and don't forget to watch the one later on. And of course, man, we got my other dog over here, DMV representative. Go ahead and introduce it, man. What is the DMV, by the way?
Absolutely. Well, it's not Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. I learned that the easy way last week. It's DC, but let me keep it in that same geographic area. We've got Iona College. Not from Iona College, though, but it's Aunt U from Ant University. Anthony, was good. Happy Tuesday.
Man, what is going on? DMV, Delaware, Massachusetts, and Vermont are chilling out here today. So excited to be here. Man, we're gonna have a great show. Let's cut up a little bit, guys. Let's have fun.
I ain't never been to Vermont in my entire life.
Absolutely. Denver, Mississippi, and Vermont.
Oh, yeah.
It's the DMV. We're there. Not the one you wait in line at, though, for your driver's license. That's no fun.
Dartmouth, Marymount, and Villanova.
That's the one. Now we're talking.
Let's get it.
That's actually more regional than even the one I said. We got Fernando Zayas in the comments already with Raw was fire last night. And good afternoon, WR crew. Good afternoon, Fernando. What's going on with you? Garrett, sorry, here in the comments with Finn was the MVP of Monday Night Raw. Chris LeClaire, it's his mom's birthday today. Happy birthday, Chris LeClaire's mom.
Happy birthday, Mama LeClaire.
Happy birthday.
No doubt. And then DCX Warlord with Win Balor is too sweet. I'd go with Steve Win Balor, but maybe that's just because I went to Vegas too recently. Either way, hello, total random prediction, but I want to see a loser must unmask match at WrestleMania 42 between El Grande Americano and El Grande Americano. Wow, that would be.
He's Grande Americano. He a lot bigger yesterday. He hitting up the gym. He
was a growth spurt. Americano.
I don't know if we've actually ever decided his age. He could have just hit a growth spurt.
That's true.
We considered that as a possibility. Same guy. I don't think it's been Chad Gable all along.
Rumor is they wanted to call him El German. Grande German.
Yeah, El Grande Hermano.
Yeah, there you go.
El Grande
Hermano, yeah.
Yeah, Hermano. That's with an H still too, by the way. That's not even that good of a joke. Let's go to our first segment of the day, though. Let's talk about Io Sky and Rhea Ripley being official. There's been a lot of conjecture about Io Sky on this very platform over the last few days. So I'm not even going to take up anybody's time because I know Shadi has been ready to see that name, Io Sky, on the topics list for days now. I'm going to go straight to you. Talk to me about Io and Rhea, but more importantly, talk to me about these issues that other people have been having with Io.
The issue that I have personally in regards to Io Sky is this title reign. The fact that we are going back to the well between her and Rhea Ripley after a phenomenal, classic triple threat match at WrestleMania. But through this entire journey, you hardly see her defend that title, if you have seen her defend that title at all. You see her on TV for very limited time space compared to other competitors, like Rhea Ripley, who's not a champion. And I just, quite frankly, think that the booking, the company has not put enough respect on their world champion's name. They have not given her the foundation of what makes her one of the best, and I've said the best in-ring wrestler in the entire company. And that is my issue, because if this is the last stop for her title reign and she loses to Rhea Ripley, you are going to see a super duper crash out from Shad Talks to Graps on a Wrestling Republic show. I'm not joking with y'all, because I find the championship booking for a lot of, and we're going to talk about another one later on, it's just putrid. Why don't your champs defend their titles, Triple H? What's wrong with that? Huh? Are you that privy? Are you that afraid that you want to just completely, I don't know, you think it's going to water down the title reign because your champs are wrestling on TV? Miss me with that, man. Her title reign has felt underwhelming, and it has nothing to do with her. It's the visibility of that we've seen with her. And also to this, Evolution 2 is strongly going to benefit just the fact that they have a strong roster of women. But it feels very, very reminiscent that we have a major show that's all women, and the buildup has been absolutely trash, garbage. They're doing this nonstop. And if anything is being watered down, it's the WWE going so back to back to back with pay-per-views and having these build-ups be horrible. So I just think then, like, I should feel excited for a Rhea Ripley and Io Sky match, because that's going to be a banger match. That's going to be a 5-star classic. But for the build-up into what has been built for Io Sky, my excitement is very, very low, because it's just been bad.
I am so with you, and here's why also, right? We're looking at babyface, and sometimes that is acceptable, as much as I like to trash it because I just like making fun of baby faces. But we are looking at two people that are completely over. You should have heard the pop for Io's entrance at the Rumble. You should hear the pop every single time Rhea Ripley's music hits. That's just a fact. And you got to respect Io Sky for what she's accomplished. This reign I thought it was organic. She was booked for this reign, given the reaction she got for her Rumble entrance. I was blown away by that.
For sure.
It was Jey Uso-esque. We always talk about how Jey Uso rode the wave of fanfare to a world title. Io Sky just did the same thing, and we don't even talk about it like that. And for me, when it comes to Evolution 2, you can lean into these are the two best women's wrestlers that you're going to see on Monday nights, period. And that is not what we did. We're starting it like it's a rivalry, like it's going to be somebody's going to have to get booed, I guess. No. Split the crowd like this. These are the two best. Make it about the showdown and make it about the skill level here, which, you know, the WWE seems to be a little bit allergic to at times. I'm not totally sure. And you, though, before we move on, obviously, well before we move on, I got to ask you about this one, too, because how would you build it? And what were your thoughts on the way it was booked last night when it comes to this match at Evolution?
Well, let me start with the way it was booked last night. I think anytime you can have Rhea Ripley kick off the show, it's just going to bring eyes to the show. So even though the actual buildup isn't good, announcing that Rhea Ripley is kicking off the show, people are going to be there to watch because everyone does love Rhea Ripley. And then having Io come down, and I think like building up Io Sky's matches are hard because English is like her third language or something. And her promos are getting so much better, but there's still that disconnect. And I know it's not supposed to be funny, but when she calls her Rhea Ripley, I can't do anything but laugh. Like, so you have that going on. But other than that, man, it is the two best women. Rhea Ripley is going to get eyes on everything, and the match will speak for itself. And that's why giving us Io versus Rhea one more time on the biggest women's pay-per-view of the year is what is needed to close out that show.
Okay. And I agree with you 100% that it is what is needed, but you brought up something really interesting when it comes to the promo thing. I think this is like a modern problem, and it continues to happen. The silent from a different country, there's the language barrier. Talent has been successful for years in pro wrestling. Andre the Giant's first language was not English. When he spoke, it really mattered. Io Sky, when she speaks, it really matters. Andre had a mouthpiece for quite a bit of his career. That's okay, though. The Wild Samoans didn't cut a promo ever. Yokozuna never cut a promo.
They were
not
all
even
heels.
once. They were all heels.
They were heels.
Io has this infectious energy. I think you can get to a place though and keep her a babyface, and she doesn't have to do that much on the microphone. She can do enough.
And she wins people. She wins people over the moment they ring that bell and she wrestles, and they don't let her wrestle. That's the other thing too. Like, I don't think she needs to. Here's the thing. I don't think you need to be a workhorse champion, but we've had plenty of shows from Mania till now. A title defense versus whoever it may be. You have a lot of talented heel women wrestlers on that roster. You got Roxanne Perez. You had Julia being called up. You obviously, I think the last match that she had was against Vaquer, and obviously that ended in a disqualification.
Speaking of Julia's people who English don't cut long promos, right?
Julia's English is way better than Io's, though.
That's fair, and that's fair, right? But I mean, at the same time, I don't know how much that even affects, though, how much it lands.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, she's gotten over so far and has been world champion 2 times with not having English as her first language. Fans have a connection towards her, and they don't realize that. Like, that's the thing. You visibly see that connection. To Clark's point, where people are all doing the whole taunt. People are coming out to the arena. People are cheering her in wrestling matches, cheering her against. Like, she got more cheers against Bianca at Backlash in a match.
Crazy. In
Stunning,
Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico.
Yes.
But here's the thing, Shad. Io Sky was adorned to people in NXT.
That's true.
In that first War Games match. Mm-hmm. When she put the goddamn trash can on and jumped off the top of pardon my language. When she put the trash can on and jumped off the top of the cage, like everybody fell in love with Io Sky right there.
It's so true. I mean, that spot is one of the best spots ever. NXT, her run there was incredible, and it was incredibly booked. And the reality is, we spoke a lot about the promo ability. She's only improved in that regard since. Yeah. That's the irony there.
The other thing is
she wasn't there long.
The other thing is this too, man. You like Japanese wrestling and Joshi wrestling is such a staple to wrestling history, to everything towards it. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing that they built was last week, and it was that backstage segment between her and Asuka off of 2 things. One, 2 being historically the best Japanese wrestlers of all time in their respected eras, and also the fact that there's a story between them being faction mates in Damage Control. You had a ready-made story there to build that for a match, and to me, that's where I get a bit of concern, because we're jumping to the Rhea Ripley storyline. We're jumping to the Rhea Ripley title match. 9 times out of 10 in situations like this, especially when she's not going against the heel, Rhea shouldn't lose, and Rhea probably isn't going to lose, right? That's just the nature of who she is. And I am aware of that. I want Io Sky to win, but I know who she's going against. She's going against arguably the biggest star in that company.
Yeah.
Like, women don't give a damn
Video
about
game
the gender.
Cover.
That woman is a bona fide star in professional wrestling. She's the reason why
who has never beaten Io.
That's true.
Who has never beaten Io.
She's defeated against Io. Now, I will say this, though, guys.
Here's the other thing, though. Here's the other thing, real quick.
One more.
Why build that off of a 2-week build for Evolution 2? Why burn that for Evolution 2?
So true.
Because I think you give us that, you have her beat Rhea one more time on the biggest woman stage, and then at SummerSlam, you give us Io versus Asuka. You have to.
Ooh.
You have to.
Io, Asuka. Okay.
No, that's
I
the
think
thing.
you give Io the best match you can at Evolution, which is Rhea Ripley. We all know that's the best match right now off a quick build.
Yeah.
But right after, let's say you have Asuka come down and interfere, and that's how she beats Rhea again.
Now we're talking.
And then that starts that feud. Like, I mean, you have to give us Asuka versus Io at SummerSlam.
Okay, let's move on to our next segment because this one is interesting. I did not anticipate quoting Jay Cutler on today's show, but Rusev defeats Sheamus via Machka kick or whatever it's called now. And I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't do anything for anyone. It doesn't do much for Rusev. And I still think Sheamus is dope. I don't care. Shad, is there a reason I should?
It's the presentation. And honestly, it is a lot on Rusev Miro. I think his away from pro wrestling for as long as he was didn't get people to miss him. It just got people to forget about him. And I think that's the big part that we are seeing in the WWE. I think the guy is phenomenal, especially when he came into AEW, recreated himself as a redeemer, God's favorite champion, got all that gross yuck that Vince McMahon booked him with, disrespecting him, disrespecting his wife at the time, and really having a fresh start. And then that got whatever happened in AEW. He was off AEW. Now he's back in the WWE, and people aren't caring. It's a lot of that. It's the presentation. If you're gonna give us Rusev, the Redeemer, you got to make him a full-on beast. And the problem is there is a lot of guys in the WWE roster who are just like you.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Braun Breaker. There is a Jacob Fatu. There's a Bronson Reed. There is a lot of guys who are just like you, and it makes you not the flashiest toy. I think their expectations was him to come in and kind of go off of that same whim that he had with Miro, and it's just not happening. Do I think he's going to – and it sucks because I really think those two had a banger match last night. I thought they really came out and put on the show, but him not getting a lot of reaction from the crowd, beating somebody beloved as Sheamus, like it didn't even give him a full-on heat, and that's a bit of a worry for me because I think he's a person that, you know, obviously is in the WWE for the longest time, went to AEW, now he's back into the WWE. I don't know what it is. It's like he's got the Andrade factor to me, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're so good, but like the fans aren't connected to him. And I don't know how to say it. Like it's kind of been at least for Andrade, it's kind of been a similar thing on both sides where Andrade to me is one of the best luchadors in the entire world. I think he's
absolutely
one of the best in-ring wrestlers in the world. And I don't understand why there's a disconnect. And then with Rusev, I mean, I don't know. I feel like he's not even like as much of a beast in character than he was. Like, I remember when he debuted on AEW and he came in as Kip Sabian's team, his enforcer.
His best man.
His best man, right? But then when we got to the God's favorite champion, he went on that one of my favorite TBS title reigns, bro. Like, no BS. I thought he was so damn good. His feuds with Eddie Kingston, like, everything clicked. I don't know how we get to that in the WWE. I feel like it's just maybe the pool is a little bit more difficult where you can't get that. But yeah, it didn't look good for him.
You know what I think the hard part is like you said, I thought it was a banger match.
Mm-hmm.
The match was off the charts. It was too good of a match. Mm-hmm. If you were going to make a statement, Rusev should tear him limb from limb. Yeah. And then it's like, oh my goodness, he just did that to Sheamus.
Right.
That's not what it felt like. It felt like, oh man, he beat Sheamus.
Other thing is this too. Sheamus, why are we having him just be like the Otis substitute with the Alpha Academy? Like
Stop it.
This guy is literally like, he gave Edge his last match in the WWE. He's giving us classics with Drew
He's a
McIntyre.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer at the end of his career, right? He re-signed. This isn't how you use him. You don't use him with the brawling group. Like, stop it. Let the guy become Intercontinental Champion, right? Let him get in that division. Let him finally complete that role and use him in that manner. Like, it's just one of those like misuses. But I agree. If you were gonna put Rusev over against a beloved person, I'd have him just completely not squash him, but win in a dominant fashion and then go from there. But I don't know, man. It's kind of strange.
I'm with you. Let's pay some bills really quick, though, and keep the show rolling today, my friends. Let's talk about our friends over at Etsy. Download the Etsy app on the App Store or the Google Play Store. Head over to the upcoming stream section. You're going to see me, and you, all the guys, we the ones, takes, occasionally Ben Allison. You never know. Download the app. It's real easy. And here's the best part. If you want to argue with us, you don't like our opinions on this show or any program that we're on, you're going to have your chance to discuss back and forth with us, whatever you'd like. I'd say, though, if you're coming for me about Cody Rhodes or Aunt You, pack a lunch. It's going to be a long day, but do download the app because guess what? It is absolutely free. But speaking of free, so is our next segment. Let's talk about it. Everybody gets pinned. That's all I can say there. Bailey and Lyra have a little bit of a controversial ending. Double pin action. Let's talk about this one, Aunt You. I'm going to go straight to you. I know you've been chomping at the bit to talk about this.
Yeah. So, once again, I think Lyra Valkyria is she's the best workhorse female on Monday Night Raw right now. Every match that she does, no matter whether it was the match with Becky or this match last night with Lyra, it was a great match from start to finish with the double pin. Now Becky Lynch is going to have to deal with both of them. That's the only way to do it. Or you give us another match with them, but we're running out of time before Evolution. I feel like the spots last night were super clean. Like they were really going hard at each other. And it's a testament to what Bailey is for the division also. So Bailey comes out, after being hurt. The fire that those two had in the backstage promo before the match was made was great. I mean, I thought they were going to start going to blows in the back. But to see that then resonate out in the ring, and even after the bell, they continued to fight. It was beautiful to watch. Like, we need that fire from both of them. I can see this ending up maybe them being a tag team also. Ooh. And holding the women's tag team belts like they should have at WrestleMania. But for now, I'm happy watching, and it was face versus face, and usually those are weird matches, but
right.
They were going at each other. There were some stiff blows. It was definitely not your technical wrestling match that you usually get from either one of them. It was a fight.
This one was a little bit of Ken Griffey Jr. slugfest, no doubt about it.
I agree with the idea of a tag team. I don't think that's the tag team, though.
What is it?
I think Bailey wins at Evolution, and then her and Becky both beat Bailey down. And I get the Irish Lassie girls as a tag team, as a heel tag team.
Absolutely. I love that. Okay, by the way, I will say, though, I have one more thing to say about Bailey, because you mentioned something about, babyface. I agree. Usually funky. This one was good. Takes is in the building. What's good? Looks like we got a raid. Shout out everybody that's joining. Thank you. Let's keep it going on this, though, because I'm going to introduce a new segment here. It's called Tinfoil Hat Time with Clark.
Okay.
Conspiracy theory.
Okay.
So Bailey was Bailey Dose straps all through the pandemic in the Thunderdome in front of no fans. Carried that division, put on some of the best matches Then she got in. We don't control any damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the only person that was damaged was her during the whole thing.
There's one member who doesn't have a job anymore, bro.
Shad, this is tinfoil hat time.
I think she was damaged a little bit
Shad's
more.
getting there. This is tinfoil hat time. Sasha Banks is gone. And I blame her being gone and Mercedes Moné for the way Bayley's been booked. And it's not even Bayley's fault. Tinfoil hat conspiracy theory from Clark.
So
I'm telling you right now.
It's Mercedes' fault?
No, it's not her fault.
Oh, okay.
But the WWE is punishing Bayley because she's still there. And that's her best friend. And they were the tag champs during that whole era and all of that. And when Sasha and Naomi put them back down and then Naomi came back around, Sasha stayed away as Mercedes Moné. That is how we landed where we've landed with Bayley, because she is not treated as one of the 4 horsewomen the way the other 2 that are still signed with the company are.
For sure. But
that's bogus.
I agree on that point. I definitely agree that Mercedes and Bayley both. It's a both of them thing too, because I think Mercedes was treated unfairly and looked as a person to not be in the same realm as Becky or Charlotte as a coveted, celebrated champion compared to like the other 2. And I think, I mean, you think about it like this, man. You don't have Bianca Belair as a defying champion and moment if you don't have a Sasha Banks. You don't have Bianca as a big time good that reign. Who was her first real rival? It was Bayley, right? So like both of those women, they're the more, I would say, and I got crap for it on the real, right? Because people are like, you're a hater, you're stupid, you're delusional. Oh, you're a simp. I'm a married man and I got a damn kid. So calm your
Bianca would still be Bianca if Sasha wasn't there.
I can't
give you that one.
But it would have taken longer.
I'm not saying that she wouldn't be.
And, I would agree. I just think it would have taken longer.
I'm saying more so they help build as competitors and challengers for that next wave and crop of a superstar that it is. Like that's I think Bianca to me can be the greatest of all time. You giving her if her heart is wanting to do this wrestling thing as long as she wants to do, and she's treated in that way, I think she could be the greatest of all time. I don't think there's a super over a person like Rhea Ripley too. I think Bianca is a more compelling like character, in my opinion, as a person that can cut promos. I like Rhea Ripley's cool factor a lot, but I think Bianca cuts promos a little bit better. And I think Bianca is such a top tier wrestler, but Mercedes and Bayley were such good competitors, and you knew they saw that in her too. Hence why they wanted to have those rivalries and put her over. That's the other thing as well.
Totally.
To your credit, Shad, all I will say is Sasha put Bianca over and Charlotte beat Rhea.
There you go.
That's the truth, right? So that's the truth there.
To your credit.
And
you go.
Back to my original conspiracy theory here. It goes Bayley's stagnance over the last few years as far as accomplishments are concerned in relation to the early 2020s has a lot to do with she's Mercedes Moné's friend.
Yeah, and they haven't I don't know what it is. Like I love Bayley. That's my wife's favorite wrestler too. There's not much of a character in her anymore. Like she's just herself. Yeah. Like it's Pam. I see Pam out there.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see.
That's very true.
I don't see Ding Dong Hello. I don't see the hugger. I don't see any of that. I just see I'm Pam. I respect all these women's wrestlers, and I got a chip on my shoulder. Like, no, you don't have a chip on your shoulder no more. There needs to be a little number of a reinvention.
I don't know if they can make fun of Michael Cole the way they used to, because Michael Cole is cool now. Michael Cole is cool now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Michael Cole got cool recently.
He did.
So
we've got some interesting comments here. One that I want to run through. He said Lyra's elbows were down, Bayley's were not. It's your shoulders.
Yeah.
I like the finish person.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Both
it's your shoulders
were down.
And I that if it's leading to a triple threat at Evolution 2, that could probably be match of the night. Honestly, like that's That's going to be a well wrestled match between her, Becky,
Totally.
and Bayley.
He also mentioned though
Depends
that
on
they
who
both
they
seem
give us
surprised
for
at
the
the
tag
finish,
team.
True.
Yeah,
which is true.
depends on who they give us for that tag team, the tag team title match at Evolution.
That's the truth.
Depend
there.
on what the teams they give us, because that could be really good.
One more comment, then we're going to the grand finale. We've got High Ant from Melly 261. What's going on? I think before we need an every woman wrestler in Bayley right now. Every woman, yes, I love it. I love it, Lamb. What's going on? Okay. The main event of the evening here, my friends. The Judgment Day. This is a low point in my career as a broadcaster because I've been torching this group. I made fun of Damage Control in the last segment, but I've been torching these purple goofballs since Edge was the leader. And they had the weird shadows in the ring. Okay. It's goofier than a football bat. How is it still a group? What day are they judging? I don't get it. Somehow they're all carrying belts like it's freaking Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels in the early 90s. Yes. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Somebody explain to me. Aunt, I'm going to go to you first, but good luck, man. Goodness gracious.
I have no explanation for this. I thought it was the biggest highway robbery of the night. There was no, I mean, I agree so much with Xavier Woods that the Judgment Day wasn't even the number one contenders. They hopped over the Creed brothers. They hopped over the Viking or the War Raiders. They hopped over all these legitimate teams to get a tag team title match and stole the tag team championships from the New Day. It was a travesty all in itself, and it's bad booking. I usually don't attack Triple H or Hunter or Paul or whatever you guys want to call them, but that was bad booking last night. There's no way the New Day should have lost. Then Finn convincing Pierce and Aldis to just let Roxanne have the title, and now we got new tag team champions, and the vote was terrible. And it's just a lot going on there. There's like, the only part about the Judgment Day that's funny is watching Finn Balor systematically toy with everyone and just laugh about it in their face. That's hilarious. But that all of them have belts. I'm a Dominic Mysterio fan. I'm cool with him having his belt. The tag team championships need to be dispersed and someone else win it. But it was highway robbery last night. It was robbery.
It's gross and I don't like it. It's gross and it grosses me out.
Y'all gonna hate me.
And I'm with you. Yeah. Please tell me you loved it because I'm gonna just
absolutely. The Judgment Day is my favorite faction of all professional wrestling.
Knock it off.
You heard it here first. This is my favorite faction of every promotion of all promotions. You got the new women's tag team of one of the most underrated powerhouses in Raquel Rodriguez and one of the best workhorses in Roxanne Perez, playing a whole role that's tied with this Liv Morgan injury and her weaseling her way in. You got Dirty Dominic Mysterio, who's actively one of the most entertaining characters in the WWE, if not all of professional wrestling. Chicken tendon, eating, women loving, like the dude is just really him. And now you got Finn Balor and JD McDonough winning back them belts. JD is such a phenomenal wrestler. Finn is a legend. I love it. I love the Jedi mind tricks that Finn Balor is playing to kind of destroy it. I just like everything about the faction. Now let me talk about the match. Let me talk about something that's kind of a little bit more negative. Triple H, Paul Levesque, you bald fraud. And I can say that because I'm bald too. How you can create one of the greatest heel turns in WWE history and have the weakest follow-through of all follow-throughs with the New Day. You, my friend, should be on major fraud alert. Like I'm calling my credit card company right now for fraud alert on you, Paul Levesque, because the New Day absolutely accomplished nothing. Zero. Zilch after turning heel. You had these guys completely just throw Big E out the whip, making fun of his neck injury and going heel. You had so much momentum. These guys were getting booed out the arena, and it led to nothing. It led to advert break promos on Netflix that we can't watch over here in America. It led to feuding with the Viking War Raiders 560 times. It led to nothing. And it is a absolute just travesty because this is one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And they created a big time moment and you did nothing with it. Like, I have zero optimism booking for the Raw tag team division as long as Paul Levesque is in charge. All right. So hand the keys to Mr. Michael Hickenbottom. You can give me the keys. I can write for you.
John.
Back over there too. It's crazy.
The only thing we got from the New Day was Kofi Kingston pulling a Geordie, shaving his mustache off and looking crazy. That's the only thing we got out of it.
Okay, so here's the deal. This is where I'm at on this. I agree with everything you just said about the New Day part and Triple Paul, whatever we'd like to call him. But I'm going to address what you said at first. And I know you tried to put a little bridge between as if I'd forget. No, I didn't. The Judgment Day, the Kitty Club? What do you mean?
Best faction in pro wrestling.
They're the little rascals. They started as the creepy group, and Edge got Rhea Ripley's haircut for 5 minutes. And then Edge gets beat, and Finn Balor's the leader. Now he's not. Priest is in it. Now he's not.
Mm-hmm.
It makes less than no sense. These people aren't even friends. We've just paired them together in a color scheme.
If you break them up right now, I have less confidence that these people can succeed right now. Just doing their own solo stuff.
They're
very good as a cohesive unit.
If you split into Carlito's not even there anymore. If you split into the tag team of Finn and JD separately, they can do their own thing. Dom can stay with Liv. You can still tell the Roxanne story. Judgment Day is so unnecessary. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And thank you. Therefore I laugh. Triple Paul books lesser belts like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's all part of the show. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So they literally are doing everything that you said they're doing. They just come back and chill at the clubhouse.
No, Fernando, they are not the best faction in wrestling. That is absolutely incorrect. Best faction
in pro wrestling.
No,
they have the most cohesive chemistry as a group. Like there's no other faction that
it has more cohesiveness in history, and it makes sense.
Hold on.
I said the Hurt Syndicate. I didn't say the Death
Raquel Rodriguez doesn't even trust Roxanne.
Exactly. They're not friends.
They have consistently done the most on Raw storyline wise.
They don't even know each other.
Syndicate is so great. I love them too. But I have to go off of time of what everything has kind of happened. I mean, okay, fine. The solo line. Fine. You want to give the solo line the best faction? Every Triple H watches New Japan, sees a bunch of guys that are Samoan or Pacific Islander descent and says, "Oh, let me put them with the family right now."
American Made is the best faction on TV.
Trash. Absolute garbage. They're losers.
Creed brothers.
They are losers. They're great wrestlers, but they lose. Ivy Nile has the personality of I don't know.
But they at least seem like a real faction, Shad. They're not just a bunch of people thrown together.
Just because they're wearing 4th of July colors together.
No, the purple and black is the same concept.
Okay, but they don't. There's nothing funny about the Creed brothers. Them guys are dorks. They act like a bunch of.
No, I agree.
They're real wrestlers.
I agree, but it's a real faction.
Yeah, and they made them a joke. They made them losers.
That's fair too.
My
point is, as a faction, the Judgment Day are literally just on paper. The segments are entertaining. Yes. R-Truth carried them for 6 months. R-Truth carried them for 6 months.
But
On its own.
they
He made them entertaining.
They progressively stay prominent on our television every week.
And it's annoying.
I don't see it annoying. The fans don't see it either. They're amazing. They're like,
when they got rid of
Mackenzie Johnson with Judgment Day is have the most interesting storyline.
Chill. She was drunk when she wrote that.
That's not right. Finn is the glue. There you go. He's the only one he's the only reason there's still a thing. Thank you.
Wow. So Dominic Mysterio does nothing, bro.
No, Dominic Mysterio is over on his own. When I think Dominic Mysterio, I do not think Judgment Day.
He's part of the Intercontinental
title run.
I get he's in it, but I don't think Judgment Day when I think Dom.
They could make this Intercontinental title run.
Judgment Day when you think of Dominic Mysterio?
No, I think Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley.
Literally, bro, if we didn't have the Judgment Day, this fool would still be a dork with his pops, with no beard, no mullet.
He beat his pops. He beat his pops at 39. I was there before he was in the Judgment Day.
A lot of that became sprinkled in because of the Judgment Day, man.
Yeah.
That made the story with Ray. Like
if Rhea Ripley lapped her,
so your issue is just the faction, but you literally like every wrestler in the faction and what they do on a weekly basis. You just have a problem that they, convene together back.
I don't like the way that the faction has been built. I like that. I like the performers quite a bit. Thank you. Here we go. Dom should go solo. I'm with that. Absolutely.
He's doing solo stuff and he's a heel. He has heels.
But here's my thing. They've used the numbers game. They've done all this different stuff. And then they don't get along with each other. They fight amongst each other. It looks like the big breakup. And then it's like, oh no, like now we're the new Judgment Day. If they were calling themselves the new Judgment Day, honest to goodness, I might be able to wrap my head around it. I actually think that's the solution.
So faction. So we've gone through all these iterations of
let it go. Let it go.
The new theme last night was fire, though. I did like the new theme.
Okay, in the interest of fairness,
I disagree with that. I thought it sucked.
It's not as good as the old theme. Not nowhere near. The old theme is the best.
But it wasn't
theme,
bad.
But the new theme was pretty good.
Death Rebel might as well just turn me deaf because I don't want to listen to anything that they produce. I'm DEAF Rebel. That's my new name now. Death Rebel.
I mean, honestly, Lamb is here saying Dom without Liv and succeeding on his own will only push him more. I'm like, heck, pair him with Roxanne. That has been the thing that's driven the Judgment Day in my eyes the entire time. And he didn't need the rest of the Judgment Day to tell those stories.
I think Roxanne and Raquel can be a very compelling tag team stylistically. I think they are both incredible workers. I think Roxanne can do the brink of the workhorse part, and then you get Raquel and the hot tag just going ahead and mauling women, molly-whopping girls. Like, I'm excited for it. I'm genuine. Like, here's the thing. I'll be real with you how I feel about WWE. I think it's less than desirable right now. I think their booking has been putrid on all three shows, NXT included, and I'll talk about it tonight. Y'all hear me talk about it. I think SmackDown is also like melatonin. I think there's things that I like.
David, Shad, we're gonna run out of time here, and we do have another few hours tonight. But seriously, no.
SmackDown without Roman Reigns is not good. I'll agree.
That is gonna bring us to the end of the show, though. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Of course, that's 12 o'clock Pacific. That's 3 o'clock on the East Coast. That's 8 o'clock over in the UK and 9 a.m. for my friends in Hawaii. More importantly than that, though, check out Off the Air tonight, immediately following NXT. We got the whole crew. It's the Tuesday night crew. It's going to be nothing short of delightful. You'll have the Tuesday night delight there. We might even air some of these grievances. Just continue the same convo. I'm all over that, but I want to shout out everybody that tuned in one more time. Thank you so much. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. On behalf of me, Clark, and you, Anthony, Shoddy, the Tuesday Night Delight, and everybody at WR, have an excellent Tuesday. Get some tacos, watch Off the Air, and we'll talk to you soon.